What's up, guys? I am Twitters, and this is your full Easter egg guide to Terminus. Getting right to it, there are 3 power switches that we need to turn on. First one is here in spawn. Next is in the room with Jug. The final location of power is down at the biolab. These each have a short holdout. Should be no problem for you to get the kills on the zombies that you need. After you've turned on all the power, go ahead and jump down into the water, and you're going to activate this lift here, and it has Pack-a-Punch on it. I'm going to recommend that you stay down on the biolab until you have 5,000 points in order to Pack-a-Punch your gun. What you absolutely must do while you're down here is put dead wire on any of your guns. I'm using the ASG shotgun here, by the way. I definitely recommend it. It's very good for the boss. You choose whatever you like, but I recommend highly the ASG shotgun. Next, go to the lift with Pack-a-Punch and activate this button, and the lift will start to rise up. This is why you need dead wire. This is the first step, basically, of the Easter egg here. While you're going up, you're just going to face away from the Pack-a-Punch toward this wall, and through this window here, you're going to see an electrical box. You shoot that, turn quickly to your right, and shoot this box as well. This third box here, you do not need to shoot it while the lift is moving. You can wait until it stops. You will still be able to shoot it after the lift stops. The next box for you to shoot is in the room with Jug, and then you're just going to go right outside on the right-hand side, shoot that final box, and then those green doors will open. This is the room where you're going to build the wonder weapon, and the first thing you need to do is shoot that dead body that you just saw me shoot there. That body will now drop this fob. Just go ahead and pick it up. The next thing you're going to do is make your way over to the C tower. Now I'm going to show you the exact way I go, just because a lot of people go around through the mess hall all the time, but it takes a lot longer. Just go this way, and then on this table here, there's a briefcase with a hand on it. Just interact with it and pick up that device. That device is called the multiphasic resonator, and once you pick it up, you're going to get a whole bunch of spiders spawning in. Just go ahead and take them out, and then we're heading back to the wonder weapon room. Place the device down on top of this computer, as you see here, and now we have to turn on 3 satellites. The first one that we're going to activate here is just underneath the C tower, outside of the quick revive room, and finally outside of the room with stamina in it. These do not need to be done in any order whatsoever. You just need to have power on. Now head back to the wonder weapon room and interact with this computer, especially if you're solo. The reason why I'm saying interact with it if you're solo is because while you're on this computer, the zombies will leave you alone. If you're in a party, just obviously have a friend take the zombie away, and you can go up to these whiteboards. But now we have to do a little math, a little figuring out. It's actually way easier than it seems, though. And by the way, I think we need to give Treyarch a little bit of credit here. I think they designed it so you could see the whiteboard as you were doing this, so congratulations to them. This is actually very simple. To get your numbers, your X, Y, and Z numbers, all you need to do is look for your symbol. So in this case, we're going to go X first, okay? X is just a circle, an open circle. It's not shaded in at all. So where do you find X on that whiteboard? It's in the top right there. So the 2 columns, the 2 numbers, you're going to take the left number first. So you have 0, 1, 2 on the left going from top to bottom, and then 2, 1, 0 from left to right on the bottom there, okay? So for the open circle, you just find which column it's in. So on the left, that would be the 0 column. And then on the right, the bottom number that we're going to use, it's all the way over in the 0 there as well. So it's 0 and 0. That's it. The number is 0. That's all there is to it. And it works the same for these others as well. So the Y, we have the shaded in circle on the top and the open circle on the bottom. Then we head back over to our whiteboard, and that's all the way over in the far right. You can see it there. So for our left number, our first number will be the 1, because it's, again, the shaded circle on top of the open circle. And then, again, it's all the way to the far right. So the bottom number that we're going for is 0. So it's a 1, 0. That's a 10. I mean, that's how simple this is. The first time we were trying to figure it out, we thought it was way more complicated. It's not. You're just taking the left number and the bottom number and putting it together. It's just that simple. And finally, we have Z. You can see it's the open circle to the top left, then next to that on the right is shaded in, below that open circle, to the left of that shaded in circle. So we're going to go back over to the whiteboard one more time. So now we find that symbol up on the board, and again the left number will be the 2, and then we see it in the middle there. So that is the 1. So it's going to be 21. Now all we have to do is look at the right board there and just do the simple math. It's really not that difficult. So you've got 2 times X plus 11. Well, as we learned, X in this example, and these numbers will change every time these symbols change, and these numbers change every game. So you don't have this same combination that you're going to put into the computer every single time. You're going to have to do a little bit of math, or there is a whole cheat to this. It's just going to cost you $5,000. We'll get to that in a second. So in this case, 2 times 0, which is 0, plus 11. So our first number up there is 11. That's going to be the first number that we put into the computer. Next, we have the sum of 2 times 21, because that's Z, that's the Z number is 21, plus Y, which is 10. So 2 times 21, 42, plus 10, and then that equals 52. All of that minus 5 equals 47. 47 will be the second number that we enter into the computer. And then finally, at the very end here, we have Y plus Z. Take that, so that's 10 plus 21 equals 31, minus 0, because again, the X is 0, and that will be 31. It's just that simple. It seems way more complicated than it really is. So now that we've got the math out of the way, we go to the computer and we enter our numbers. The first one is 11. 47 is the second number, and finally 31 will be our final number. So now if you don't want to do this, or you just think it's going to be too confusing, whatever, maybe I didn't explain it well enough, you can just go back to the spawn area right outside of the room where you first spawned. It's where the power switch, the first power is. Peck is behind the glass there with Strauss. You can just go up to the window, give him 5,000 points, and on a screen that's facing out to you, he will put the 3-number code up there, okay? I don't have footage of it because I didn't do it, because this math, honestly, it's really not that hard. And in this Easter egg, you need a lot of points. I would save the 5,000. So now that's out of the way, go ahead and flip the round, and then you're going to go back to the computer and interact with the multiphasic resonator. Now the computer's going to show you an X marks the spot on an island, basically, and you're going to have to go to that particular island. You can see it's on the right-hand side there. And I'm showing you here as well on my TAC map, but it is always the same 3 islands in a row. It's always the same order. Just go where I show you, and you'll get there just fine. So let's head to the bottom of the sea tower, because we're going to get on a boat. By the way, this is not a bad time to go ahead and get double pack-a-punched or upgrade your rarity level of your weapon, because during this next step, you're going to be on these small islands and you're going to get a lot of zombies. So the stronger you can be, the better. The first island we're going to go to, as you can see, it's all the way on the right side of the map, but it's actually when you come from the sea tower, you just want to take a left, and the island is right there. And there's going to be a blue orb on the first island. So head over here. That's where we need to be. Just go ahead and interact with this blue orb to start this lockdown. You're going to get a whole bunch of zombies spawning in. Occasionally the orb will, basically it looks like a lightning strike onto these zombies. They're going to glow blue, kill that particular zombie, pick up that blue essence, and drop it off in the orb. Do the exact same thing one more time, and then this blue orb is all of a sudden going to take off and head to another island. But the orb will also leave behind the resonator, so make sure you pick it up before you leave. Just head in the same direction. It's always the same 3 islands in the same order. But for now, all you need to know is follow the orb. This next orb is going to be green instead of blue, but it works exactly the same way. So interact with the orb, placing the resonator inside. The orb will strike a zombie, turning it green. And if you kill it close enough to the orb, like I just do here, this is why I'm rewinding and showing you, it will just, the essence will just go right into the orb. You don't actually have to pick it up. But if that doesn't happen, like I said, it's not a big deal. You just go ahead and pick up the essence and you bring it to the orb and deposit it. And then we follow the orb to the next island, but again, don't forget to pick up the resonator from the ground. The final orb is purple, and again, it works exactly the same way. Interact with the orb. It will zap a zombie. You kill that zombie and pick up the essence and bring it to the orb 2 times. A big flash of white light, and then we pick up the part from the ground, and we're going back to the wonder weapon room to craft the beam smasher now. Right off the bat, you're going to want to go ahead and pack-a-punch this thing, because we need to get a hard drive, and we're going to use this beam smasher to shoot the tentacles in the tentacle trap. There are 4 of them around the map. Let me show you where they are. There are 2 of these tentacle traps in the biolab. It's from where the speed cola tunnel meets the biolab, and also from where the PhD tunnel meets the biolab. All you need to do is activate the trap, use your beam smasher to shoot. There's a little mouth in the middle of these traps. Just go ahead and shoot it for a little bit, and if it has the hard drive, it will drop fairly quickly. There is another tentacle trap in the drug room as it's heading out to the wonder weapon room. I didn't get footage of that somehow, and there's also this trap here right in the very first spawn room, right there. If you activated the trap, the tentacles would come down from there. And if you do get the one at spawn, you're in exactly the right place, because you want to give that hard drive to Peck. It's right outside of the spawn room right there. Just hand it to him. He'll give you a little bit of a quote. Now what we need to do is get 3 numbers. The first one we're going to get is right over here in the quick revive room. and it's this clock right here on the wall. So we're going to go ahead and get the hour. That's the shorthand, the hour number from that. You probably can't even make it out from this picture, but trust me, it's an 8. That number that I need is an 8. The shorthand, again, that's the hour. It's an 8 for that one. The next number that we need is in the mess hall, and it's going to be on this cork board. You're looking for the playing card. For mine, it's a 2 there. And I'm going to show you as we head on over to get our final number from, I believe it's called engineering. You need to do it in this order. Clock, mess hall, engineering that you see here, and 5 is that number that we need. Safety first, days since our last injury, 5. So for me, it's 825. Again, clock, mess hall, engineering. And now you are definitely going to want to upgrade your gun as much as possible. At least double pap. The rarity level, get it up as high as you can at the moment, because we're going to have a boss fight. Now, this is not the final boss, but this fight is no joke. If you are not double pack-a-punched, this is going to take you quite a while. The first time I did this, I was only single papped, and it took me a long time. So now you're double pack-a-punched, and you've got some perks. Head down to the center of the biolab, interact with this chamber in the center, input your code, and then there are these handles on the side of this center chamber. If there's one person in the game, like me here, interact with one of them. If you have 4 people in the game, you all need to interact with individual ones that are around that center cylinder at the same time, okay? But it's very simple. Now, this is an amalgam is going to come out of this. This is actually Maya's brother, Nathan. Spoiler warning there. Pretty sad, pretty messed up. He's going to charge at you. You're going to get a whole bunch of zombies spawned in and run around and take him out with your double-papped weapons, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem now. Once this cutscene is over, you're going to go ahead and jump in the water below, and you're looking for a key card. It will be outlined in like a gold kind of yellow, so it shouldn't be too hard to see. I thought that was it at first, but it's not. There's some chests under there that you can open, by the way, so you might want to go ahead and look for those. But go ahead and grab this key card, and then take that to the upstairs part of the communications room and interact with this computer that you see here. Once you do that, you're going to get this network connection error, and then we're on to the next step. And now we need to get another boat. And if you still have yours from earlier that's still here, that's fine. Just use that. And we're going to take this to the shipwreck that's off the coast. This ship, as you can see, has a hole in it. Just drive right in there, and there is a ladder. Go ahead up this ladder, and once you get in here, you're going to notice that there are cylinders on this table. Grab one. The door will close. You are now locked in. You're going to get spiders and zombies that rush you. It shouldn't be too bad for you. You absolutely should be double papped, maybe even triple papped at this point. Once this lockdown is over, go ahead and grab that canister and drop out of that room and head back to your little boat here. Now, there's 3 locations where we could possibly put this cylinder thing that you just picked up. One is directly in front of us on that island to our right. At that beach, you can see with the light, that's the cylinder. But in this particular case, obviously it's intact, so that's not the one that we need for this game. It could be the one that you need, though, so make sure you check this island. The next location it can be is below this sea tower, but you will get a ton of zombie spawns when you come here. So deal with them first. You can drop the canister so you can move fast. Pro tip right there. Drop the canister so you can move faster. Once you've finally taken care of all these zombies, you can see that piece is missing. So we put the cylinder in. And now that that's fixed, we need to go get the other cylinder from the shipwreck. Now, the good news is there is no lockdown. The bad news is you can get an amalgam that will spawn in and snatch you just like that. So you want to get in and out of there quickly. Just try to get out, drop down, get into your boat, and just be on your way. The third and final location is in the speed cola tunnels. You want to just stay all the way to the right, as much to the right as you can possibly go, and then that is the third and final location. Now head back to spawn and talk to Peck, and he is going to give you a hacker device. We need to hack 3 buoys that are in the water. So make sure you've got a boat or at least 500 points so you can buy a new boat. Just pull up to the buoy here and just hold your interact button. You don't have to hop into the water, but if you do fall in, it's not a big deal. It works either way. As you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, this is a timed event, but I really wouldn't worry about it. You've got plenty of time. Just drive around the island in a circle and just head for the flashing light on these buoys. That's all you need to do. And in this case, from the side, it wouldn't let me hack it. It just kept putting me on to driving the boat, so I just jumped on the water and hacked it from the water. Like I said, it's really not a big deal either way you do it. And here we are pulling up to the third and final buoy. We're going to hack this one, and then we are all set and moving on to the next step. Speaking of the next step, it's basically another timed event, and for this one, it's a lot harder than the hacking step that we just did. This one, if you are solo, I highly recommend you get some monkey bombs, have 2 of them on you, and then have enough salvage to probably go buy a third one in the middle of this step. Also, Ether Shroud is a good way to go here for a solo player as well. Down in the biolab, there are now 3 bombs that we need to defuse. You can see me running. This is the lowest point. This is where Melee Macchiato is, down on this level, just so you know where I am. Now, when you're interacting with this, you're supposed to just be able to hold the interact button and then just let go and then run away. The reason why I'm not running away and I'm about to go down is the game glitched and it would not let me off of the bomb. So if that happens to you, I hope you have a self-revive on you like I did here, and then you're just going to have to spend some points and earn your perks back. It's not fair, it's not how it's supposed to be, but it's just how it was. So what are you going to do? So for this next location, which I'm going to now, is just above where that one was. I threw out the monkey bomb, and again, held interact, and I was just testing it. It really would not let me off. It was just in my game glitched. Unless they change something, it's not supposed to be like that though. So anyway, we got that done, and then we're going to go back down to the lower level on the opposite side of where the first bomb that I defused was. So we throw out the second monkey bomb, and then, like I said, for me, because this thing was glitched, I had to just really hope and pray that I was able to make it in time. But this amalgam just had it in for me, and he was coming. So I literally just start punching because I can't do anything. I can't move. I can't run away. I can't get off of the bomb. And thankfully, somehow punching the amalgam stunned him, and it worked. So, hey, at least it worked out in the end. Now that you've completed the bomb step, a door is going to open up down in the biolab, but do not go in there yet. This is the time to get fully set up. You need to be triple papped, your wonder weapon and your regular gun that you're bringing in. Go to the crafting table, make some monkey bombs, make some Casimirs, whatever it is that you want. Go get all of the perks that you're going to need or that you want. As you can see, I'm going in with like basically the 4 basic perks. I've got Quick Revive, Jug, Speed Cola, and Deadshot. I think Deadshot is a good idea for this because you're going to be shooting this boss in the head a lot. Once you are fully set up, head on down, and this is down by the area where Melee Macchiato is, and find that cracked open door and interact. There is a few seconds that it takes for it to actually send you into the boss fight, so just be aware that zombies can spawn still and hit you. There is an intro cutscene to this boss fight, so while that's happening, take a breath, wipe off your sweaty palms, and let's get ready. There are basically 3 waves to this boss fight. Now, one thing I will recommend, there's kind of that center pool to my right here, and then everything on the outside. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that for right now is going into that middle pool area, usually that's a bad idea. If you go to the water on the outsides, on the outskirts, that's generally not too bad, but sometimes the water can get toxic and hurt you. But if you need to go into the water, go ahead and jump into the water. You can see these tentacles on the outside portions of the map. Now, as you see me here, I'm shooting the tentacles. There are little spots on their arms, their tentacle arms, that you can see that have like these yellowy kind of crystal type things. If you shoot those, you will basically prevent that tentacle from shooting the Nova 6 gas at you. The Nova 6 gas isn't too bad. It doesn't do too much damage to you, but it can be quite annoying. There's a lot of them shooting you, and you really need to focus up on this boss. So for the first couple of minutes of this boss fight, I would recommend, and your shotgun works great here, go ahead and shoot the tentacles just to give yourself a little bit more peace of mind for now. So right off the bat here, you don't need to do anything really in particular. Like I said, take out the tentacles, but then as far as the boss himself, just aim for his head. Just keep shooting him in the head. For now, that's all you need to do. Eventually, you're going to do a little bit of damage to him, and these red spots on his shoulders are going to pop up. You're going to want to take those out first. And it goes from his right shoulder to his left shoulder, from his left to his right. It doesn't really matter. Just when you see these red spots on his shoulders, just target those, and then once those are popped, then go back to shooting him in the head. And you just saw him do his slam attack. He's about to do another one right now. Do your absolute best to avoid that, obviously. You can see him usually when he's raising up. It takes a couple of seconds. He doesn't just insta-slam, but you just saw it there. I saw him raise up, and I was like, I got to get out of the way. Head to the corners. When you get a max ammo, you'll know that you have basically completed the first third of this boss fight, the first wave of this boss fight. The next one is basically, he kind of looks like I don't know, a lava monster. From here, all you need to do is shoot him in the head. Just target the head, target the head, target the head. And actually, more specifically, the mouth. You'll be able to see his mouth. Just shoot for the mouth. At a certain point during this phase of the boss fight, he'll change from the lava-looking guy, and he'll now have these spores basically on his tentacles. That's obviously what you want to aim for now. This boss basically tells you where you need to shoot him. Whether it's these red spots on his shoulders, it's fairly obvious that you need to shoot that. And now we have these yellow spores on his tentacles. Obviously, we need to shoot there. And again, when his mouth is kind of glowing, whether it's red or yellow, it's wide open, you want to focus your fire there. So while it may be obvious where you should shoot, it doesn't mean that this boss fight is easy. It's actually quite hectic. The boss himself, he's not actually that bad. The pounding attack that he does, that's not great, but you can withstand it. But when you get to the final phase, that's where things get pretty rough. Before the final phase of the boss fight starts, you're going to get a ton of zombies, manglers, all that kind of coming at you, but you'll know you've completed that section when you get that max ammo. Now you can see I throw my sentry gun down here. It doesn't work. As soon as he smashes, that sentry gun is gone. You can probably use a sentry, just put it off to the side. Chopper gunners are supposed to be pretty good here, but make sure you are out of the way of where he can possibly slam, or he will kill you while you're in the chopper. Now, what you need to do is focus fire on his mouth when he is red like this. Now, he's about to do his wipe attack. If you are not behind cover when he does this, you are dead instantly. Get behind cover. You can see he's got this like electricity that he's got between his tentacles. He's holding up above his head. Also on your screen, you see that it gets affected. You see the blue kind of glowing from the sides. Now, what's really rough about this part of the boss fight is all the amalgams that spawn in and all of the zombies. The boss is fine. When he turns blue like this, now you see his eyes on top of his head. Shoot the eyes. Like I said, there will be a lot of amalgams and zombies coming after you. Just go ahead and deal with them. They're the more immediate danger. And then once they're cleared out for a few seconds, just go ahead and focus the boss again. Get behind cover, take care of the zombies, pop back out, shoot the boss, shoot the boss, shoot the boss, and then eventually you will get the cutscene, and congratulations, you have the achievement for beating Terminus. I think the better of the first two maps that we got for Black Ops 6, but you guys let me know down below, what did you think of this Easter egg, and what did you think of Liberty Falls as well? I'll catch you in another one real soon.